Twitter opened a lot of doors. I mean, that's how I met Force Mommy. I was just a watcher. I found her through Chrissy Mayer. Like I watched Chrissy Mayer quite a bit, and then I saw Force Mommy there, and then I went and watched Force Mommy show. And Force Mommy show, how do I put this gently? Sucked dick, like looks wise. Like she was great. Her and Hex were great. You know what I mean? But visually, it was like a black background, and they're like graphically it didn't look good. It was just two people talking on the screen, even though it was a great message. And I said, hey, I think one thing that would help you guys out is if like you had graphics and shit like that, harken back to my college degree I'm going for. And I just reached out to Force Mom one day and I'm like, hey, would you like help making your show look better? And she's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And I just started helping her. And she ended up becoming literally my best friend. Like I talk to her daily, and like we're two totally opposite people who like you would think would never get along, but like
Why do
become
you
really
say
good
you're
friends.
opposite?
Um, uh, she's huge in the libertarian movement. Um, and I often joke, everybody's like, you're basically a libertarian, Paul. And I'm like, no, I can't be a libertarian. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, because I like libertarians. And the one thing I've learned is to be a libertarian, you have to hate other libertarians. And then there's like a few things where I disagree with the libertarian platform,
This
like
doesn't mean
the
you're opposite.
overall.
This
I'm
doesn't
not
mean you're
yet. No,
this does
I'm very libertarian
no, but this
adjacent.
doesn't mean you're opposite from Forrest Molly. But you guys are different people. She's, I get.
We're the same age. She's a couple months older than me. She's a she's a stay-at-home, for lack of a better term, she's a stay-at-home wine mom, like who has a massive online following, and I'm just some hideous chud who lives in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and we just randomly met, became friends, and like we we went to Creed last month.
I
Me,
saw
her, and my brother
on Twitter. Yeah,
went to Creed's first ever tour since the '90s in Green Bay, and then she's coming back. She's coming back to see her parents next month, so we'll be hanging out again next month.
nice.
But meeting her opened a lot of different doors. That's how me and you met. Like
Right.
I've met a lot of people through her, and I can honestly say, producing her show and sitting in the background, I like every guest that's ever come on, but there's some people that are better than others, and I really liked you from the beginning, Adam, and I'm super glad. Like I think we've had like a. I'm not saying we're like best friends, but we have had a good acquaintance since we met last year, and
Yeah, you've been
really.
awesome, man. You're always helpful too, answering all kinds of dumb podcast related questions that I should probably already know the answers to and shit.
And is that back then? Was that when you started doing podcasting?
No, no, I've been doing this since like late 2019, 2020. My podcast, this one, yeah, I started this one
Because I knew
before.
you did this one. I knew you did People We Love, but
Yeah,
like you
the
got a couple
Tedeschi.
other shows.
Well, I do also the Tedeschi Trucks podcast, all about the band Tedeschi Trucks band. That I got their set list and poster and
Okay,
albums behind me and stuff. But yeah, I've been at it for a minute. It's been a journey, certainly.
keep it up, man. Like
No, you too.
it's awesome.
No, it's funny. Yeah, I mean, you do have some similar things in common with Farsmite. Just like you guys are very like, she kind of lives in the woods, and like you kind of like. I'm guessing you like to be in nature too, and in the woods
Oh yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
You're Far's father,
yeah,
Far's brother,
yeah. But I
Far's
mean,
sibling.
if you put like 1,000 people in a room and said like, guess which ones are best friends, like you wouldn't pick me and her out of it. You know what I mean? Like out of
Right.
that lineup.
Yeah.
But like,
And you're both
well,
online content creators trying to figure out how to ways make money online, and we're all trying to do that with our side hustles and monetizing our content and trying to and do all this stuff.
well, I don't want to out her business, but like when me and her first started hanging out, and I started helping her produce the show, and then I just got more involved. This was during the time where Twitter, prior to Elon Musk, was banning her. Every account
Yeah.
she would create, her and Hex both. And like I said, I'm not going to out anything, but like that shit hit her hard, you know, because during the pandemic affected everybody differently, but Twitter was first, and this is not my story to tell,
Sure.
so I don't want to get into it, but Twitter was her social outlet. And when that shit went down, like, you know,
It's hard.
this online fame we have is all great, but like, who's going to be there for you when the accounts get taken away? When censorship bans you, like if YouTube tomorrow took this show away from you, Adam Choi, how would people ever see your content again?
I need to
You know what I
collect
mean?
I mean, an email list is really the answer to
You know what I'm
the
saying?
questions, but it's
But
still
that would
hard.
affect that would mess you up. Like if tomorrow
Oh, yeah.
YouTube said, "We're not gonna let your voice be heard anymore because we think you are so outlandish that we don't want your voice to be heard in the public square." I mean, she went through that. As a human being, she had a major company do that to her multiple and like she'd create another account, they take it away. Then they permanently blacked her IP. And I think me and her friendship was forged in that time. Like, because I was there and I was helping and I was actively I did all the appeals for her and like her and X. I helped her get accounts and we ultimately ended up winning prior to Elon taking back over the company. But once Elon took back over the company, then we won all the appeals on her other accounts and got all of our other accounts back, but she got her main account back. And yeah, I think that just solidified that me and her are going to be friends to the end. Cuz
No,
like
that's
it was
cool.
you realize who your true friends are when the chips are down. You know what I mean?